Hi everyone, it's Stella Grizont from WUPA, where we're doing another Work Happier Weekly, 8:30 p.m. every Wednesday live here to talk about how you can work happier and live better. And in case we don't already know each other, my name is Stella Grizont again, and I'm an executive coach. I want to say, I hate saying like expert myself, but I know a lot about positive psychology. And I have helped, at this point, probably over 1,400 people uh, work happier and live better around 24 countries. So we are doing really great. And I want to share with you one of the ways that I help people really think about how to job craft their way to loving their work, to falling in love with their work. So, because I like to keep these segments short, so 10 minutes ish, today we're going to focus on those of you who want to stay in the same field. We're not talking about changing complete careers. And we're going to be talking to those of you who are pretty happy with maybe your organization, but you're feeling kind of bored in your role. You're not waking up excited anymore, and you don't really know how to grow. You want to grow, but you don't really see a path ahead. Maybe you know that promotions aren't happening right now. Maybe the timing is off. Maybe there's no openings. And so you're starting to get worried. What do I do here? Because I feel like I've done as much as I can. So, for those of you who are feeling stuck without a direction, without knowing how to take your career to the next level, I wanted to share some tips. Hey, Michael, thanks for joining. So, the first thing that that I do with all of my clients is I have them really take stock on what it is they want. And this, you might say, is actually the problem. You don't know what you want, right? And so the thing is, you actually do. And so you know how you want to feel. You might not know exactly what you want to do. You might not know exactly whether you should apply for other jobs at your company or outside your company. You might not know what title you want, or even if you've been given the opportunity to design your own role, you might not even know what that entails, but you do know how you want to feel. And the key to being happy and really fulfilled at work is not by choosing lofty goals and going and achieving them. It's by getting clear on how you want to be. What is the quality of your experience that you want to embody? And then working backwards from that, then choosing roles, then choosing tasks, then choosing responsibilities that will then ladder up to that state of being. Does that make sense? So the first tip for you guys, I'm gonna like type these in here, is download my vision generator, visiongenerator.com. That's spelled correctly. So this is the first thing I have all my clients do because I need to get clear on how is it that they want to exist in this world? What's the quality of being that they want to embody? And that's where we start. So I'm offering that for free for you guys. So totally take advantage. The second thing, after you get clear on how you want to be, you want to start acting that way. You want to seek out opportunities for you to start being more of that even now. And what I like to do alongside of your, like, so let's say you want to be more creative. Let's say you want to be tackling big, juicy problems. Let's say you want to be, and you want to work by yourself more. You don't want to be collaborating as much. Or maybe you want to be collaborating a lot more. Whatever it is, see how you might be able to amplify that type of experience for yourself, even if it's on a scale from 1 to 10, even if it's in right now, like you're, say, experiencing a 3 out of 10 in terms of feeling creatively challenged. Well, then I want to challenge you to think about, how do I move myself from a 3 to like a 4? What's something I can do right now without making any big decisions or big changes, just to move myself a little bit? Okay. So that's kind of, let's call that all part of step one. Okay. I said there would be 5 steps. So let's count that as step one. Okay. Step two is, I want to then encourage you to start what I call taking note of what energizes you. And I call this an excitement inventory. Hey, Julia. So, what I want you to do is start an excitement inventory. And this is, keep a notebook or keep notes on your phone anytime you feel a little surge of energy. So this could be, you were in a meeting and there was something about that meeting that was really energizing, and you found yourself just walking away from that feeling like you, something about that was really right. Just jot down, that meeting was great. Maybe you went out for coffee with a leader in a different group, and they were talking about some of the things they were doing, and you were finding that really exciting. Jot that down. The point of your excitement inventory is just to start taking note and observing when you get just a little bit excited. And so what you're going to do is take at least, I say, 30 notes before you start analyzing. So many of us, what we do is we think, oh, well, I really like coming up with big ideas, but that I can't have a job that's just that. Or I really like, I just really like sitting around and learning new things, but that just can't be my job. And what happens is, before you even get started with starting to think about how might I job craft to an opportunity that delights me, you start cutting out possibilities before you even begin. And so let yourself just notice when you start to feel excited and write it down, without trying to analyze it, without trying to say, well, how could this be a job? How this isn't possible. Okay. So withhold that concern about how, just for a little bit longer. Okay. All right. So the second thing, excitement inventory. While you're doing an excitement inventory, I want you to also take note of, where is your energy zapped? And so maybe in your notebook, on the front, you focus on your excitement inventory, and on the back, you focus on energy zaps. I want you to start noticing your experience a lot more. This is probably a lot easier for you to observe, because we tend to notice what we don't like a lot easier than what we do. And so I want you to start noting, what is it that drains your energy? What do you find depleting? What do you find really difficult? What's really difficult for you to motivate to do? It's important for you to know that as well, because you actually have a lot more choice than you may think in your current role or in your organization. And unless you start to get really specific about what you like and what you don't like, then you can't really have an informed conversation with your manager or boss. Okay, so then what we want to do is, we want to have lots of informational interviews. So, oh my goodness, I'm forgetting the name of the architect who's like really famous. Okay, I forget the name of the really famous architect who said this, but there's a great quote where he says, it's better to apply an eraser to the drafting table than a sledgehammer to the construction site. So let me just say that again. It's better to use an eraser at the drafting table than a sledgehammer at a construction site. This is your career, right? And so we don't want to make any big moves and invest a lot of energy, have a lot of people advocating for you to get this promotion, to get into this new role, and or you just spend a lot of time interviewing and a lot of sweat to get to a new place, and then you realize, oh my God, this totally sucks, right? There's nothing worse than that. And so I always encourage folks to talk to as many people as possible. And once you've done your vision generator, you've started taking your excitement inventory, you're noticing your energy zaps, all of that information that you're gathering about yourself will help inform you on what you need to be asking in your informational interviews. And your informational interview is just an opportunity for you to learn about what someone else is doing and how they're doing it. And so set up as many coffees and conversations as you can and ask people, hey, what do you find energizing about your role? What do you wish you would have known before you started this? What kind of skills are necessary to really flourish in this role? Talk to me about the team dynamics. Talk to me about the culture. What do you guys value? Those are all samples of some questions, but then you want to ask pointed questions that if ladder back up to how you want to feel and be, right? So if it's important for you to be creative, tell me about the creative process. How much autonomy is there? How much opportunity is there to contribute new ideas? So you always want to ask questions that ladder back to really understanding, am I going to be able to be the way I want to be? Maybe you want flexibility or the ability to work from home. Ask questions about that. It's so funny how this is so basic and you already know this, but so many people aren't really doing it. So we really have to ask before we just let ourselves dive right into the next opportunity. And then the final step, you guys, and this is super abbreviated. And by the way, this is what I coach people on doing step by step. So if this feels too daunting to do alone, totally reach out. You can message me if you're watching this live on Facebook. If you're not, you can just reach out to me, stella@whoopa.com. Let me just write that down for you. Or you can set up some time for us to chat. Every month, I make time to chat with new folks to explore whether or not we're a fit or just to support you for like 30 minutes, just to resource with you on what you should do next. So if you want to do that, it's workhappinessmethod.com/apply. So that link, workhappinessmethod.com/apply, you fill out a few questions so I get to know you and your situation a little bit better. And then it will open up to my calendar and you'll see what I have available and we can set up time to talk. So if this feels a little like too much to do alone or you're not sure how to do it, just reach out. So the final step, step 5, is to talk to your manager. So this is what most people delay on, and they only do this when they're like really on the verge of quitting. So don't wait until you're so desperate and you're so miserable that you have this conversation. The reason why I want you to do a lot of the inner work first, asking yourself the tough questions, then asking other people questions and really taking stock on what energizes you, is to have a more informed conversation with your manager. It doesn't mean when you have that conversation with your manager that you have to know exactly the exact role you want to be in. In fact, your manager may be an excellent partner to help you figure that out, but they just need some more information. And that information can be something like, I really love facilitating workshops and I love collaborating with others. And I find it actually draining managing 3 people. And I really want to grow and contribute in a much bigger way, but I'm feeling right now like I don't have the capacity to do more of the stuff that really gets me going and where I'm really strong. And I'm feeling like I spend a lot of time doing things that maybe I'm not as enthused about, something like that. And so what happens when you talk to your manager, and again, this is really general advice, so it depends on your relationship with your manager and whether you feel safe talking to your manager. But your manager has sight into horizons that you can't even see because they know what's happening. They know maybe new departments that are being created. They knew new projects that may be coming up that you have no idea are available. And so when you make your needs known, your manager can do a better job of identifying ways to get you engaged and excited. So they are there to, it's in their interest for you to feel engaged and for you to do great work. And so that's how you want to position it. I really want to do great work. I really want to grow. And here's some areas I want to grow in, but I'm not quite sure what the right role is or what the right opportunity is, but maybe we could brainstorm ways for me to be more creative, or brainstorm ways for me to have a little bit more flexibility. You see where I'm going? So that's it, you guys. I hope this was helpful, and just reach out if you like want to chat a little bit more about your specific situation. And I hope you have an awesome night, and we'll be back next week 8:30 Eastern time again. And maybe we'll talk about what do you do if you're just straight up miserable and you want to switch careers. Maybe that will be the topic for next week. Okay. All right. Have a good night. Bye.